Had to get a couple of desk props for this one. Kong looks pretty cool, I think. But Godzilla kind of looks like he's on something. Hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my review of the latest film in the Monsterverse, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. But before we get started, you know exactly what to do at the end of the video. If I've earned it, please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. Now let's get into it. Godzilla x Kong takes place a few years after the events of Godzilla vs. Kong, with Kong having made a home for himself within the Hollow Earth, and Godzilla continuing to protect the Earth, swimming around the oceans looking for different titans to take out when they attack the humans. But the more Kong explores his new home, he goes deeper into the realm of Hollow Earth, eventually discovering a secret society of giant apes just like him, ruled by the evil and sadistic Scar King. So, joined by the returning team of Rebecca Hall's Eileen and her adopted daughter Gia, played by Kaylee Hoddle, Brian Tyree Henry's Bernie, and newcomer Trapper, a Titan/Hollow Earth veterinarian, played by Dan Stevens, Kong sets out to defeat Scar King with a former foe turned ally, Godzilla himself. Right away, just let me say, this movie is incredibly stupid, but damn if it doesn't wear it on its sleeve and give fans exactly what they wanted, a big budget B movie with plenty of long uninterrupted scenes of monster on monster action.
Real quick, did you realize how weird monster on monster action sounds?
No, but I'm sure I'll make like a that's what she said joke or something.
That's what she said!
The human characters, though barely having enough writing behind them to count as anything more than just two-dimensional, are a lot less annoying this time around and have a lot less screen time so we can focus more on the monsters, which is what everybody's coming to these movies for to begin with. I won't be fully satisfied until we have an entire movie from Godzilla and Kong's perspective with no human characters, but I know that's never gonna happen.
That's never gonna happen.
Anyway, the characters are decent enough here and never on screen long enough for you to get totally annoyed with them, but they also could have had a bit more to them. Rebecca Hall is giving it her all once again as Dr. Andrews, but she really has no depth here outside of being very overly protective of Gia, but the standouts of the human characters for me are Bernie and Trapper, but that's just because Brian Tyree Henry and Dan Stevens are great actors, with good comedic timing and strong chemistry with each other.
In a non-gay way.
It also helps that they toned down Bernie's eccentric nature a lot from the last one, and he has actual adults to talk to here, not just Millie Bobby Brown taking the lead or Julian Dennison freaking out about everything that happens.
I thought you said you were an
I
actor.
just see that I took an HTML course at summer camp.
HTML.
Yes, at summer camp.
Was it a 90s camp?
But enough about the humans. If you want strong, dramatic characters and stories, go to Toho's movies, watch Godzilla -1. But the Monsterverse franchise? We go to these movies for one thing. And man, does this movie deliver on that. Some fans may be a bit disappointed by Godzilla's lack of screen time here, but I thought he was more present here than in Godzilla vs. Kong. Plus, before him and Kong team up as you see in the trailer, this movie does a great job of continuing that Monsterverse theme of having Godzilla be a terrifying force of nature that will do whatever he can to protect his domain of Earth, even if some cities get leveled in the meantime.
We saved the city!
Regardless of how dumb you might think these movies are, it's always satisfying to see Godzilla wipe the floor with some monsters, and seeing him constantly evolve throughout this movie and get more and more powerful until he reaches that pink form that you see in the trailers is just so satisfying to watch as a Godzilla fan. And Kong? I can take or leave a lot of things that have been done in the Monsterverse movies, from the human characters to the way they handle some of the Titans, but one thing they've absolutely nailed since they introduced him is Kong. Here is no different, and I was genuinely impressed at how good of a job they did making Kong the main character. He gets way more screen time than the human characters here, and I'm just blown away at how well they did giving him a personality and a full character arc. They did this all through his body language and face. Speaking of that, the detail on his CGI is absolutely incredible. Between that, his discovery of the Ape Society, his love-hate relationship with the new baby Kong, his name is Suzu, but they don't say that in the movie, the way he tries to communicate with Godzilla when they meet up again.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something.
It all goes above and beyond making Kong a genuine character that you want to root for, way more than any of the human characters have done in these movies. That even extends to Scar King as the film's villain. Ghidorah, in my opinion, has been the best villain of the franchise so far, with each of his three heads having their own unique personalities, and his level of power and evil being totally staggering. And Scar King doesn't really trump that, but he does come really close. From his first appearance, he's just a Titan that you love to hate.
I hate that guy.
You can fully see and feel how sadistic and power hungry he is, and I was honestly left fearing for Kong after their first encounter. And his secret weapon he has, I won't spoil it, but it was definitely a cool surprise and leveled the playing field a bit, especially when Godzilla comes into the fight. And when it comes time for the big CGI monster fight in the end, it's just epic, long, creative, and a ton of fun. The definition of blockbuster movie craziness, and a pretty great tribute to the Showa era of Godzilla films. My only complaint there is that I wish Scar King was in the movie more. The movie's under 2 hours, and he doesn't even show up until over an hour in when Rebecca Hall is giving the most clunky exposition I've seen in one of these movies so far. And that pretty much sums up my thoughts about this movie. The writing and human characters range from being decent and okay to kind of just bad at times. The movie's a little too short, and the villain needed a lot more screen time. But looking past that, just like Godzilla vs. Kong's epic battles between the two titular titans, wow, say that 10 times fast. This movie delivers on what the MonsterVerse has promised from the beginning and only recently perfected. Big, dumb, loud, and most importantly, fun monster action. And for that, I have to applaud it. I definitely recommend going to see it on the biggest screen you can. And that's my review of Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this review, you know exactly what to do. I said it at the beginning. Please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. While you're at it, you can scroll down the description, find the links to my socials, leave a comment, let me know if you saw the movie and what you thought. And while you're at it, if you want more of my content, you can click or tap on these cards right here. They'll take you to my review of Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, or just over to my channel where you can check out my reviews, my shorts, and my old shit. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time for my review of The First Omen. Ooh.